Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountains TV 16. She's here, Clare Long. Good morning, Claire. How are you?
Fabulous. And how are you enjoying this weather?
It is fabulous. I'm sorry, Naturalist Clare Long.
Whatever.
So, or Clare Long, naturalist, whichever way you want to say it. It's been great weather. I mean, we've obviously had some ups and downs and such like that. But yesterday crazy warm, today cool.
Yeah.
But
tomorrow frigid, but whatever.
But we've got snow on the ground, and I went did some cross country a week and a half ago. Whatever, the conditions were just, fabulous. And the boys have been out, downhilling. They say it's fabulous. I don't downhill as much anymore.
Parts and pieces.
Parts and pieces.
They get a little,
but just great conditions.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder though, when I'm outside in the winter and I see animals, and I think, what do these animals do all winter long?
What do they do all winter long?
Well,
what a segue.
Claire is going to tell us what they do part of the winter, or for some of them all winter long.
Right now. Yeah. Some all winter long. Yes, today we're going to talk about ice cold love. These are amorous animals at this time of year, considering it's Valentine's tomorrow. Hint, hint for anybody who has not got anything for their other partner, just kind of letting you know what's coming up. So, yes, these animals right now, at this point, are mating.
Right, because they've got to get. I mean, they're going to give birth soon.
Right.
So I think a lot of people don't think about that. They think, oh well, they just give birth in the spring. Well, you got to do the math backwards.
Doesn't happen right away, except almost if you're an opossum. But we'll talk.
Right,
about that.
but that's an amazing thing.
Yes.
And,
right
when we
now.
think everybody's just kind of hanging out.
Right.
They're
Love is in the air, baby. Love is in the air. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you about, I think it's 12 different animals. And you get to guess, and our viewers out there as well can guess if they're monogamous, mono meaning one, so they only have one partner, or if they're polygamous, meaning many, or multi, if they have multi-partners.
Yeah.
So we'll bring out the picture, and you can guess monogamous or polygamous.
I feel like it's a game show.
I know. You don't win anything, sorry, other than just knowing, yes, you got it right. And I'm sure you'll get many of them right because it's pretty, you can kind of guess how they go across. All right, so we'll go with the first one.
All right, the first one.
So some of the, I will cut in. Some of these photos are actually corrupted, so we'll have to do maybe less than 12, but.
Okay, that's fine.
Corrupted. That looks like an eagle.
Correct, a bald eagle.
A bald eagle, fabulous. And I believe that they are monogamous.
Correct, yes they are. They stay with the female as long as both male and female are able to produce. And the really cool thing is what they do is it's called cartwheeling. When it's time to mate, what they'll do is they'll fly up in the air, they'll lock talons, and then they'll cartwheel down and then release just as they get close to the ground, or hopefully as they get close to the ground. And they will then fly up and do it again. And this is this very fun courtship-y.
Don't they have a nice little love nest there?
Well, then that's what they do. So that kind of stimulates everything.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll go and build the nest. So then they'll sit on a branch afterwards and say, "Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
Wasn't that fun?" And then they'll start preening each other, and then they'll go build the nest. And then they'll start, if there's grasses out, they'll put that last layer on, and then that's kind of like the stimulus for her to go lay eggs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really
That's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
That I did not know about the cartwheeling.
I
bet that would be, if you were just walking along in the woods and you see that would be unbelievable. Because, eagles are not little birds.
Yes.
They're massive.
Right.
And if you've got two of them cartwheeling down towards
down, you're just like, get out of the way.
Don't hit the Subaru. Wow. That's
so
amazing.
those, they're very, very, and it's the nest building that stimulates them. Stimulates the female. That's really cool. So I guess the picture is corrupted, but so I'm going to have you guess. I'll tell you the word beaver.
Beaver. I would think that they are. I would think that they are monogamous.
Yes, very good. Good for you.
Because they build a house.
Right, yeah, they're kind of like hanging out with each other all the time.
And with the house prices the way they are.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Yes, they are. They mate for life as well. And so what they'll do is the female is only, they go into estrus, it's called. When a female's ready to mate, it's called estrus. And she's only ready for 12 days.
Wow.
So out of the whole year.
Out of the whole year.
So what the males will do is they will kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, how we doing?
Yeah, they can't go on a fishing trip during that time. Wow.
Won't be traveling a lot alone separately.
Right.
But she lets the male know that that the time is coming, because she'll go, as other beavers will do throughout the year, they'll make these scent mounds to let everybody know, okay,
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm doing cool. And so her scent mound will have this estrus smell to it, so he'll know that she's getting close.
Wow.
So then they'll have the little kits, and they copulate, they mate in the water. So they don't mate in the den, they actually go out into the water and to kind of do that.
Now, what time of year is that?
Right now.
Right now, the water's cold.
Water's cold. That's why they have those anal glands that have the oil.
Yeah.
So when you see the beaver, when they're going like this on, the National Geographic or some of these, it looks like they're just kind of like, whoo.
Yeah.
No, what they're doing is actually have glands. And what the glands are doing is they're just re-oiling their body to keep themselves warm and dry.
Yeah.
Warm and dry.
That's
So that's
amazing.
really cool.
That is amazing.
Okay. The second picture probably was corrupted. Bobcat.
I would think that they are polygamous.
Correct! Oh man, 3 for 3. You're doing
3 for 3.
Awesome. Yes,
Where's
they
Wink
are.
Martindale when we need him?
Yeah. Good old Wink. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So what they do is, the bobcats they don't really pay attention to each other a lot. They're just like, yeah, whatever, and go their way after mating. A male will travel up to 20 miles in one day just to find a receptive female. And the female, just to let them know that they're ready, let the male know, will go, yow, yow. So when you hear your cat at home doing that stuff, that's kind of like, it's like, I'm receptive. Well, maybe not, but who knows.
Wow.
So yes, and then what'll also happen, because they range very far, so you have to kind of find each other through smell.
Yeah.
And then when they get closer in, they'll do the yowling. But the female will also go and rub her face. Have you ever seen the cats when they rub upon you?
Yeah.
They're marking you. So they're you may want to wash. But
Yeah.
So marking the trees, and they'll rub different body parts on the trees just to let the male know. They mate, and they're gone.
Now, will the male go and seek out other females in the same day or in the same time frame?
Absolutely. Running around.
He's just going down the strip,
Yeah.
going,
Anybody home? Hey, you ready?
But the female only mates once?
Once.
Now, this is something so once the female's mated, does she then let out another scent or something saying,
So what'll happen
I'm
is
taken?
they'll become aggressive. So
Oh, okay.
they'll hiss, and they'll bite, and they'll snap, and they'll scratch to put anybody else away. Plus, also, if you're not giving off that smell, the male isn't going to
care?
No, because he's looking for somebody else. He's looking for love.
In all the wrong places. That's cool.
Okay, so that's good. So 3 for 3.
3 for
You're doing
3.
great. Okay, what's the next picture?
The opossum. I'm going to say this could. I'm going to say monogamous.
No, polygamous.
Polygamous.
Yep. So really cool thing about the possum, the female is she can have. She's only in gestation or estrus for about 3 months, 2 to 3 months out of the year, but she will have a litter every 12 to 15 days within that period. She can have 2 to 3, and she has 13 little babies about the size of bumblebees, and they are born, hairless,
Right, they're just
blind. They're just
yeah.
little thing, and they climb their way and then attach themselves to one of the teats inside of her pouch. She usually has like 13. They're in a circle. There's 12 in a circle, and then 1 in the middle. No, I don't. Whatever.
Sounds like a video game.
I know. And then what happens is when the young climb up and they attach to the teat swells, so they're stuck on the teat and they can't get off.
Wow.
Until they're ready to go. So what's happening now is the males are coming out of the dens and they're looking around in other dens to try to find the females to make sure see if there's anybody ready.
Yeah.
Is there anybody ready? Is there a female here? And then when it starts to warm up just a little, like it was yesterday and today, they'll be wandering around just kind of checking out. Yep, to see if they want to wait. So they will travel all over the place.
Yeah.
The males, and then again, if there's another male, once she's mated, get away.
Get away. See, that's an amazing system, I guess.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works.
It works for the animals that don't want a
Right.
lot of them. Right there. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So that's it. Okay. So next one.
The owl.
Great horned. This is a great horned owl.
Well, I'm going to have to go because, my respect for owls. I'm going to say monogamous.
Yes, they do. Yes, very much.
They
so.
just seem like they would be like, honey, we're here, we're happy.
I know. Why do you want to change?
Right. We got a nice nest. The kids are good.
Pretty area. Yeah, the kids are gone. Yeah. Yes, they do. So, and when you start to hear the hooting, which you should, they start usually the end of January, and it's
Really?
but because it was
That
very,
early?
very cold. That frigid Arctic cold that we're having was kind of putting things off a little bit. But what they'll do is they'll start to hoot. So you're going to hear a lot of hooting back and forth up in the trees, and they're usually the dens, the nests are usually 20 feet, at least 20 feet off the ground. So they're not open to predators.
Right.
Some of the like foxes and things that don't. Well, foxes will climb trees, but. Okay, bad example. Moving on. Anyways, so what they do is they will, the female will lay eggs at intervals throughout. So they'll start whenever they've mated, and then she will lay 1 to 2 eggs at an intervals until she's laid all of her eggs, up to 8 or 9 eggs. And the male, and then she incubates, and so the male will go out and find food and feed her while they're doing it, and then they both care for the young.
But if she's laying eggs over different times, does that mean they hatch at different times?
Right.
It does.
Yes, yes. So there's not all this. So they're not the pressure on the nest and on the female to try to keep all these eggs warm. There's less of a pressure there. So she's only got a couple. Or a couple more, and then when the other ones hatch, then they're
Because don't
keeping
some
them warm.
birds they lay them all at once?
Right,
Like a
most
robin
do.
or something
Right,
like that.
right, like ravens.
Yeah,
yes, yeah, they'll do that.
That's an amazing thing, and I didn't know that they would have like 8 eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I would have figured kind of like eagles that they would
Right.
have 1 or 2.
A couple of big. Well, those are big birds.
Big birds.
Yes,
But
yeah.
but owls are I think owls are kind of, people think every owl is a big owl, but a
Right.
lot of them are very small. Like the saw-whet is very tiny and
Right.
stuff like that.
But even the great horned owl, it doesn't weigh that much. What you're seeing is the feathers.
You see the pictures where they pull up the leg. It's kind of like these owls have super long legs, but you never see them.
Right.
So,
Right.
They're wearing the evening gown
Right.
of feathers. But,
I know the big thing going on there.
well, that's cool. I think we only have time for one more.
Oh, okay.
One more, so you get to pick.
Okay, fun.
But, we could do this all day, but unfortunately,
I know. Okay, so how about the skunk?
The skunk. Skunk to me, that is a polygamous.
Polygamous.
He
gosh,
he stinks
everywhere.
up the place
Yes.
all over the place.
Yeah. So very polygamous. And what you're going to start to smell them now, because what's happening is the female is going into estrus right now, and she's in her den or she's out wandering around, and you'll think that the skunk is in your basement or it's anywhere, because she will spray if she's not ready.
Right.
So she will
really?
continue to spray.
Spray
right.
to get away. So she's making a stink to scare away, as opposed to the other ones that make a stink to
using
attract.
the stink, yes, yeah, using the stink
Wow.
as a protection until she is ready for that to happen. So she will spray, and then when she's ready, then after they mate, the male is like, okay, done, see ya, and then he goes off, and then she goes into a kind of a prenatal den, and then we'll have her young there. So one thing though, the screaming that you hear that sounds like someone being murdered is the red fox.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Right. Just like So if you're hearing that, it's not a fisher, it's not anything, it's the red fox.
Yeah.
So now you know.
Now, but let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
So this time of year,
Yes.
there's a lot of snow. We have a lot of snow.
Yes.
So I can't imagine that a skunk, because they're small little creatures, could really travel that far.
Yeah.
I mean, so I would think that the prospects are slim.
Well, you think about where the foxes, where the skunks are. Where do you find skunks? You're finding them.
Well, I was going to say in the middle of the woods, but
Well, actually, not so much deep in woods, but they're along the edges of woods. So there's lots of other travel areas,
Oh,
and then
okay.
we've helped because, we've got our trails, and we've got roads and we've got sidewalks and things. So it helps them to move around, to get around, because they're setting up their dens and setting up their homes closer to where we are because there's the food and
they're planning ahead.
Got him.
It's like saying, "Hey, it's near the
urban development."
Yeah, urban development.
Little urban development.
Well, Claire, I wish we could keep going, because we could keep going.
We could keep going.
And sorry, Ellen, we're not going to chat with you today because Claire's here. But thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's always so much fun, and it's really fascinating, because we are at that time of year. Because you think of springtime mating, but really springtime is birthing time.
Exactly.
Mating time, it makes sense. And
yes.
Now bears, don't they mate?
So they mate in the fall.
In the fall, so
and
they're already
right. And if the female is receptive, if she's healthy, when they go into the den, she's giving birth now. So when they come out in spring, in February and March, give birth to 3, sometimes up to 5 cubs, depending on how healthy she is. And then when they come out at the end of March and into April, then
they're ready to go.
They're ready to go.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
So Claire, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
by, as always.
Yes,
and I know we'll chat again.
I hope so. Looking forward to it.
Let's look for skunks out there. Yeah. And back
and
here in a minute.
Don't forget Valentine's.
That's right. Skunks, get your Valentine. Back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.